produce certain useful information. This is database, nothing but electronic record. What this electronic record will do? This electronic record may be processed to produce certain useful information in the form of the required output. So here, the data can be accessed, modified, managed, controlled, and organized to perform where different kind of data processing operations. So this is about the database. So these databases are going to be used in each and every functional area of the business organization. For example, in marketing, we are going to be maintain customer data. We are going to be manage product data. We are going to be manage the inventory management data. If you're coming into the finance department or the HR accounting department, here we are going to manage the payments data, receipts data, account balances data, and various finance related data are going to be managed. If coming to the HR department, in the HR department, as we know that payroll management, employee database, and benefits, fringe benefits, and all these things are going to be managed. And certainly in other functional areas also, like manufacturing sector, supply chain management sector, and various departments are going to be store the data and managed in procedural way, that is called database. The database need to be managed very systematically. Why? Because database means storing the database, and management means managing this particular available database. That is called a database management system. Normally, everybody called it as a DBMS, database management system. So why we need to have this DBMS in the business organizations? Why? Because this DBMS means database management systems. So these database management systems are developed in the business organizations to process and to organize and to control a large complex amount of data. While you are dealing this large, huge, complex amount of data, we need to face so many different challenges. So to overcome these challenges, we are going to be maintain the database management systems in systematic way. So here, what are those challenges? Means storage is one problem. Another one is the retrieval is another problem. Fast retrieval. Why storage is a problem? Why? Because when the data is going to be increased, when you need to be store a huge data, it is not possible to store in the computer system. Why? Because the memory is very less. That is the reason. If suppose sometimes, if suppose you take the banking information system, why? Because nowadays, if you go every bank, wherever it is there, they are being operating through the computer systems only. So if suppose a customer is having two accounts, two saving accounts data at one place, means in the same bank, one customer may be managing the two accounts. One is a saving account, another one is the salary account. Then managing these two different accounts of the same person is a challenging task. That is the reason we need to be store the data where the data redundancy need to be overcome. Why? Because the same person means the same personal information. The details of the person, the personal information are same, but the account details are differing from the saving account to salary account. So these kind of certain problems may be arise in storing the data. So we need to be very careful. And when the data may be stored, but how to retrieve the data when it is required in so fast manner. So for this also, we are going to be used certain techniques. So this is what about database management systems. So the basic problem in using the data is already just now we discussed. If suppose one customer is going to be open the two accounts in the same bank, for personal details are same, but the account details are different. That's the reason where the personal details are same means for the salary account also you need to be store the personal details. For the salary account also you need to be store the personal details, but the personal details of the same person are same. Then why this wastage of the store memory? Why we need to be waste the memory space? That redundancy, data redundancy means the same data is going to be repeatedly stored in different places. So one kind of systematic database management system may helps us to overcome this data redundancy and data inconsistency. So if suppose the data inconsistency means sometimes if suppose you may be written the customer name as some with surname, and in some place you may be surname may be restricted to one letter, and the remaining name will be added in some other, for example, Suresh Kumar or Suresh Kumar J. So then the data inconsistency may be occur, and the computer may be understood these two are the different accounts for the different people, but the person is the same. So to overcome all these problems, to data redundancy need to be avoided, data redundancy can be reduced, and the data inconsistency may be overcome. That is the reason we need to have a good database management system. And the another problem is data isolation. Means the data is going to be scattered into various files, but the files may be in different formats. Writing in new application programs, so retrieving the appropriate data is becoming difficult. For example, we maybe have to store a data in Word file, we may be store the data in Excel file, we may be store the data in PDF file, and in different file formats you are going to be store the data. Whenever it is required, retrieving the data is becoming a very difficult task for the people. So to avoid, and there are certain integrity problems, because the data values are stored in the database must satisfy certain types of consistency constraints. So these all are certain problems are going to be come in the usage of the data. So to overcome all these problems, so we need to manage a good database management system. And another problem, another benefit of managing a good database management system is we can overcome the security problems also. Just why? Because every day we are being hearing that there are people hacking the accounts of the other people, and they are transferring the money from your account to other account, their accounts. So, because there is no security for the data, so they are stealing the data, and they are been asking the people to do something else. So the security, you need to provide 100% safety and security to the data what you have. Because if there is no safety, the many number of other people may be used this data for so many other purposes. So we need to provide a good security, and these are the overall objective of the database management system. And then what are the types we have? What are the types of databases we have? So normally we are having various different types of the databases, but generally hierarchical databases, network databases, relational databases, object-oriented databases, graph databases, ER model databases, document databases. These are the different types of the databases are available. Hierarchical databases means here in this particular database, the data is going to be stored in a parent-children relationship mode in the hierarchical database. Parent-children relationship mode, the data will be stored. So when you are store the data in this particular format, the retrieving the particular field data will become very easy. So the hierarchical database is going to be used in the business organizations. And network databases. Network databases means here we are going to be use a network structure to create a relationship between the two entities. Here we are going to be create a network structure. Then these network databases are unlike hierarchical databases where one node can have one parent only. Whereas in the parent may have number of childs. But in the new network databases, one child, one parent only. So this network database structure is become so popular, just like you may be called integrated data store, integrated database management system. These all are popular network database management systems. And third one is the relational databases. In the relational databases, the relationship between data is relational and data is stored in tabular form of columns and rows. So here each column of that particular table is going to be represent an attribute and each row of the table represents a record. The row will be represents the record, column will be represents the attribute. So here to get the answers, to get the outputs, we are going to be used structural query languages, which we discussed in the last class. So based on that, by using this SQL language, we are going to be update and delete the data. And by using these structural query languages, we are going to get the required output. And next, object-oriented databases. OOPS. Already in the last class, we have discussed object-oriented programming system. Similarly, object-oriented database systems are alternative to relational databases. So in this particular databases, the information is going to be represented in the form of the objects. Means objects are exactly same as object-oriented programming languages, similar. So the object-oriented databases may use very small, recyclable, separated of software are going to be called objects. So these objects means contains two elements. Each and every object contains two elements. One is piece of data. Another one is instructions. Instructions means the program which we are developed in the form of the methods or instructions or whatever it is. So this OOPS is also going to be used in database management system. Then graph databases. Graph within the graph databases is based on graph theory. It is a set of objects, either a node or an edge. These all are mathematical representations. Only we need to know that these many types of databases are available. Need not to have an in-depth idea about it, how it is going to be works out. Right? Because we are not the computer science students. And next, ER model databases. ER means entity relationship model. In this entity relationship model is going to be described the structure of a database with the help of a diagram, which is called as a ER diagram, entity relationship diagram. So this ER diagram is a what do you call a blueprint of the database. So this ER diagram is going to be shows the relationship among entity sets. So in this ER model databases and document databases, in this document databases, we are going to be store the data in the form of the documents, and each document represents the data, its relationship between the data elements and attributes of the data. So the document databases store the data in a key value form. So the these kind of databases also we are going to be used. And these are the different types of the databases which we have. And now we need to be understand one more topic is data warehouse. What is a data warehouse? Data warehouse is a collection of corporate information and data derived from operational systems and external data sources. That is called a data warehouse. Means this data warehouse is a collection of corporate information. Then why data warehouse need to be designed? Means to support our business decisions. Always please remember that the database is going to be used in each and every business organization to take the effective decision only, to take the better decision. So whatever we are going to be studied, the entire subject is have only one and primary objective is how to take the best decision, how to take an effective decision. For that, how this technology is been helping in using the available data. That is called a database. So this data warehousing is the process of constructing and using a data warehouse. And this data warehouse is going to be constructed by integrating the data from multiple heterogeneous sources. Please understand. Heterogeneous, not same kind of data sources. And which is going to be support the analytical reporting. So here, this data warehouse is going to be involved like data cleaning, data integration, and all other things. Then what is this integration of the data warehousing? What is this integration means? Already just now we discussed the data may be collecting from the different kind of sources. Heterogeneous data is going to be collected in the business. Then how to handle this particular data, heterogeneous data? For this, we are having two different kind of approaches. One is called query-driven approach. Second one is the update-driven approach. In the query-driven approach, what we are going to do means, here we are going to be process the queries, and the metadata dictionary is going to be translate the query into an appropriate form for individual heterogeneous sites involved. And these kind of data-driven, query-driven approach is going to be used to build wrappers and integrators on top of multiple heterogeneous databases. But on the other side, this query-driven approach is involved so much amount of money, and it is so expensive, and also this kind of approach is inefficient. So that we may be used the alternative approach is called update-driven approach. This update-driven approach, in this approach, the information from multiple heterogeneous sources are integrated in advance and are stored in a warehouse. Before going to be use the database itself, we are going to be integrate it and we are going to be store it in a warehouse, and the available information is going to be used by direct querying and analyzing the things. So this approach is providing a very high performance rate, and the data is copied, processed, integrated in semantic data store in advance. These are the two benefits of this particular data update driven approach. Then now we need to understand what are the functions of the data warehouse. So data warehouse maybe helps or function like in the form in the data extraction, means gathering the data from multiple heterogeneous sources. Data cleaning. Data cleaning means finding and correcting the errors in the data. Next, data transformation. Transformation means converting the data from legacy format to warehouse format. Why? Because we are going to be collect the heterogeneous sources. And data loading means here the gathered data may be sorted, summarized, consolidated, according to our requirements. And refreshing means whenever the old data is going to be updated time to time by collecting the new data. So these are the basic functions of the data warehousing. And then data mart. Data mart. Data mart is much advanced to data warehousing. So a data mart is going to be focused on single functional area of an organization, and contains a subset of data stored in a data warehouse. So the data warehouses, data mart, for example, in marketing, sales, we are going to be stored a separate database. Finance, separate database. So oftenly here that in the data mart, what happening means controlled by a single department. The department is going to be manage their own data. So data mart usually draws a data from only a few sources compared to data warehouse. In the data warehouse, we are going to be collect the data from various heterogeneous sources, but in the department, in the data mart, it is not like that. We are going to be collect from the limited sources, that to be compatible sources. And next, data mining. Many of the times we are going to be heard about data mining techniques. Data mining. What is data mining? Data mining may be referred as the process of semi-automatically analyzing large databases to find useful patterns. Data mining means to find the useful patterns, we are going to be analyzing the large databases. For example, in statistical analysis, a certain what kind of statistical techniques need to be used. Why? Because there is a large database is available. But by using which data and by applying what statistical technique, we are going to get required output. So this data mining is always going to be deals with this knowledge discovery in databases. Knowledge discovery. So businesses are going to be used this particular data mining for their required and expected output results. So this output is going to be helps the business managers to take better decisions. And this is called data mining. Next, OLAP, online analytical processing. What is this online analytical processing? This online analytical processing created as a by slightly modifying the traditional database term by adding online transaction processing, OLTP. So the same OLTP tools are going to be used for the OLAP also. So OLAP is typically contrasted to OLTP, which is generally characterized by much less complex queries. But whereas in OLAP, we are going to be use the larger volume to process the transactions rather than for the purpose of business intelligence or reporting. So this is about OLAP. So this is about data and database, database management, data warehouse, and data mining, and data mart. With this, we may be understood what is the structure of the information systems. Yesterday, we have discussed about the data technology management, introduction to structures, and today we have discussed data management. Now, we also discuss the next one is information system and organization. What is the information system and organization? Why we need to be develop a particular kind of organization format in systematic way? Because we know that information systems are made up of some components like hardware, software, data, people, and process. So the information system development is going to be helps us to build a new information system in the organization. So we need to be develop a system organization in a very systematic way. There is a reason here we are the information system is going to be developed to involve by involving a new hardware, new software, networks, and everything. So here the information system is going to be consisting the majorly three components. Information system, organizing the information system. So here, what are the components we have in each and every information system is the first one, organization. If we have the organization, then only we need the information system to run that particular organization. Otherwise, not required. So organization. Next, technology. Organization is there. That is the reason we need to use the technology for the efficient functioning of the organization. Then if you want to use the technology can not take the decisions on its own. That is the reason we need management. So organization, technology, and management. These are the three main important components of the information system. So management means it is viewed as a function, process, profession, or class of people. So these are the three major components of information systems. And now when we know that what are the components we have, then we move to how the system will be developed. What is the approach the people are going to be used? Because the organization must develop a technique for ensuring that the most important system is going to be built. So how the management elements are there in the organization, and since last 2 days we have been discussing the business organization contains a 3 levels: strategic level, tactical level, operational level. So at the strategic level means we maybe call it as a top level, and here it is going to be called project management, especially in terms of this systems view. And tactical level comes under the project team, middle level management. Operational level comes under project analysis or the project designers. So here in the top level, the corporate strategic planning group is responsible for developing certain strategic planning. There we are going to be use the technology. If they want to develop a new system, they need to have a good information. For that, they are going to be depend on the database only. So based on the database, we are going to be extract the required data, and based on that, we are going to be take a better decision. And next, project management team. Who are there in the project management team? The managers of the organization, concerned project, either functional areas like marketing, HR, finance, accounting, supply chain. These all people are going to be manage that particular team. And how we are going to be plan in developing the information system. This information system need to be developed in the business organization is not an easy task. So it is required a very good plan, long-term plan or short-term plan, whatever it is. So that particular planning is going to be considered the long-term requirements of the business organization, and accordingly it is going to be prepared developed information system. So here we need to first identify for what purpose this planning. So the purpose means for effective usage of certain procedures or effective utilization of the HR. So whatever the purpose, by keeping that purpose in the mind, by understanding the current situation, by understanding the business strategic plan, we need to be develop a system accordingly. Next, strategic business plans. So in the top level business, the top level people are going to be represent for the overall functioning of the business organization. So here, whatever the business goals, to meet those goals, we are going to be develop a strategic business plan. And it is also important when you are going to take a decision. It is very much necessary to understand the present existing system and how it is working. If it is not working efficiently, we may go to develop a new system. Otherwise, we need to use the old system only. And the management strategy means all the times the management is going to be applied different strategies to get the things done by the people in the organization. And if you need to be execute, you need to be implement all these plans. The another inevitable thing is we need to have a financial support. We need to have a budget. So new information system developed when the company is going to be provide sufficient amount of money. So these all are about information system planning. And after understanding this information system planning, we are going to be trying to understand the information technology and organization change. Why? Because information system development in the modern organizations is going to be uh, uh, called as the computer-based information systems. And these computer-based information systems are going to have a four major approaches. What are the four major approaches means? One is automation, second one is rationalization, third one is business process re-engineering, and the fourth one is the paradigm shift. So automation means in the modern terms, if suppose wherever you go, all offices, all the things are being automized. So the planned change of organization through implementing the information technology in a more appropriate way. And next, rationalization. Rationalization means the effective transformation of the organizational change is called rationalization procedure. And next, re-engineering, paradigm shift. Paradigm shift means whenever the present business is going to take a new path and complete change is required, definitely that is called paradigm shift, and it is going to be involves huge amount of money, and we need to be rethink the nature of the business, and we need to be rebuild the business organization from the scrap onward sometimes. So this is about systems. Then we maybe understand the system development means what? Just system development. So what is this system development? System development is a structured kind of problem solving with distinct activities. Structured kind of problem solving technique. So this particular system development is consisting of four elements. One is the system analysis, second one is system design, third one is system development, fourth one is implementation and maintenance, as usual only. Why? Because we need to develop a new thing means, first of all, we need to be understand existing system, what is there. So after analyzing this particular existing system, in the analyzing the existing system, what are the things we are going to be considered means, we are going to be identify the problem, we are going to be identify the causes for the problem. Also, we are going to be develop the alternative solutions, and later on we may be give it what is the possible to you people to implement it your business organization, you can use it. And second point is system design. System design, system analysis is over, system design. So system design means here system analysis is also describe a what information requirements are going to be meet, and system design is going to be shows how the system fulfills these objectives. So the system design is always details the system specifications and addresses all the managerial, organizational, and technological components of the system selection. Because while choosing a systems, we need to be very careful. What are the specifications you are going to be looking to the computer system means, first of all, what are the internal specifications, what are the input specifications, what are the output specifications, what do you mean user interface, what is the database design they have, what is the process design they have. All these things need to be checked before what do you call, before going to be analyze the particular data. And next, third point is the system development. So this phase of the system development, here what we are going to do means, most possibly here we are going to be write a program, and we may do test it, and we maybe do conversation. So these three stages process of the system development process is going to be known as a system development. And here they are also going to be do in much better way. First of all, they are developing programs. Then each and every program is going to be tested. Then after testing, the conversation will be takes place. And the last component is the system implementation and maintenance. And most of the times, what happens means we maybe purchase the data, we maybe get so many reports, but the problem is in implementation. Why? Because as many times I told you, suppose whenever you are joined in MBA, we maybe have a strong determination to attend the classes and to prepare the subject very carefully. But over a period of time, our priorities are going to be changed, and we may not be executed as we are prepared earlier. That is the reason that is having an impact on our knowledge and our examinations also. So to overcome this, the people are going to be helps to maintain the data in a particular manner, and the that particular the during this stage, the system specialists, system developers, system users determine whether it has met an original objectives or not. Because what is the original objective of the company that need to be promoted, not the other one. So here we need to be understand what is the information system, what is system design, what is system implementation, what is re-engineering. Re-engineering means it is one kind of methodology that is going to be addresses the problem of aging software by salvaging and upgrading it to so that the users can avoid a long and expensive replacement of project. So here, if suppose sometimes what happens means the old system is going to be restructured different manner, and that may not be required actually. Why? Because the whole system need not to be changed sometimes. So this is about what you called data system development, and next we are going to be discuss about the system development methods. Then how system development and introduction about the system development. Now we have studied, but what are the methods that people are going to be used to develop this particular system development methods? So most probably normally we maybe come across normally the SDLC is one of the more popular approach to system development life cycle, and most of the times that technique is going to be used by the business people. But let us try to understand what are the other alternative methods also available. So the first one is which is most of the times yesterday also somebody is asked what is important. This SDLC concept is so important in the MIS. So SDLC means a system development life cycle. System development life cycle is the traditional methodology of developing an information system in the selected organization. So this SDLC approach begins from project to definition stage to move to the programming stage. So this SDLC is having 6 stages. SDLC is having 6 stages. But what are they? First one, project to definition. Second one, system study. Third one, system design. Fourth one, programming. Fifth one, installation. And sixth one, post implementation. Post implementation. So the SDLC is containing these 6 different phases or stages, whatever may be understood. Then we'll discuss each and every stage and what happens. First, stage 1 is the project to definition. In the project to definition, we try to answer the question. Here, why? Because problem identifying. After identifying the problem, we maybe receive so many questions also. Why it is? Why do we need a new system? What do we want to accomplish? The goals of the business. What benefits the new system is going to be developed? Why? Because when you want to develop a new system, normally asked why, what are the demerits of the old system? We need to be addressed. And what are the benefits of the new system? We need to explain. So, this particular project definition stage, we try to answer all the queries raised by the people by explaining the need of the new system. By explaining the need of the new system. For example, earlier in the universities, all answer scripts are going to be evaluated in physical manner only. The teachers used to come to the university and they are going to be go through that physical answer scripts and they are going to be assigned the marks. But due to the advent of technology nowadays, no university is have a physical mode of evaluation. Everybody is shifted to online evaluation. The teacher need not to come to a place where the university is existing. They might be in Jammu, Kashmir, they might be in Kurnool, or they might be in Hyderabad, and they are having facility to evaluate through the help of the system. So when we are going to be try to implement this new online evaluation system, many people are asked so many questions, and we need to be convince them by providing a possible answers. Why? Because if suppose the online system is maybe a cost effective one, and we maybe get the availability of the teachers in more number. Why? Because if suppose physically they want to come means they may not come. But if suppose I can evaluate the papers from a professor who is working from the Central University of Jammu. So if suppose the experts are there in the distinct places also, it is not becoming a big issue when we are moved to the online evaluation. So whenever a new question is going to, new system is going to be developed, the people are going to be restrict that, resist that, but we need to be, why? Because in the management, please remember that nothing is permanent except to change, and we need to be adopt that particular change, we need to be accept that change, then only our business will be grow. So the first stage is the project definition. Second stage is the system study. So in the system study is also called system analysis stage. In this stage we are going to be analyze the problems of the existing system in detail. What are the problems of the existing system are going to be studied in detail in the second stage. Third stage, system design. In this particular system design stage, we are going to be concentrate on the logical and physical design of the system. For example, developing a data flow diagrams, structural charts, system flow charts. All these things are being developed in the third stage. So as we know that data flow diagram means by we maybe develop a diagram by using certain symbols, and everybody can understood it. And charts, flow charts, these all are things may be used in the system design stage. Stage 4 is programming. Very important stage. Why? Because in this particular programming stage, this particular stage is going to be transform the design specification procedures, the data flow diagrams, so structures into software program code. So the symbolized data flow diagrams are being worked into, developed into software. Here we are going to be developing a new software as per our requirement. And once the software is developed, the next fifth stage is installation. We need to be install that particular software in the system. This is also called as the implementation stage. And after implementing, after installing the data, and we are going to be run that particular software in the system, and we are going to be used in the business organization. And after seeing the merits and demerits, we are going to be what you call postmortem. We are going to be do a postmortem of it, whether the new system is much better than the existing system or not. That stage is called post implementation stage. In the post-implementation stage, we are going to be evaluate the system, whether this new system is benefited or not, whether this new system is have the advantages over the old system or not. That we are going to be doing. So this SDLC is having so many advantages. Because this SDLC is going to be used to build large transaction processing systems in MIS, and the length of system develop method. And here all stages are start with successful completion of the previous stage. For example, if the installation is not done, you cannot go for post implementation. If the system design is not done, you cannot go for system development. So these all are different various stages are available. After successfully completing the each and every stage only, we are moving to the another stage. So this is about SDLC. And also we have another database method is called prototyping. Prototyping is another method. That is nothing but here we are going to be build an experimental system rapidly and cost effectively for the end users. So prototype. What is a prototype? What is a prototype? Prototype is a working version of an information system or part of the systems. But it is meant to be only a preliminary model. For example, prototype means a duplicate model is going to be developed and tested it. Then we maybe go for the original one. For example, like clinic tests. So this prototyping model of information system development is less formal than this SDLC method. Very formal. So here in the prototyping process also, we are having certain 4 steps. One is identifying the requirements, developing the working prototype, analysis of prototype. 4th one is the implementation of the prototype. So what are the requirements? Means whenever you have taken up a project work, what are the user requirements and what he is expecting from our project? That need to be identified. Then you are going to develop a working prototype. For example, with available software tools, we are going to be develop a particular software, or you are going to be write a particular program which is going to be helps. And once that is developed, you are going to be do a 100% analysis on that particular new software. How it is going to be works. What are the benefits we have? If that is not going to be work properly, we can be made the suggestions to redesign it. Then after that, implementation of the prototype. Then another database method is called critical success factors. Normally we call it as a CSF, critical success factors. So the main approach used in the CSF, critical success factor analysis, is direct interactions with appropriate number of managers, identifying their goals and the resulting critical success factors. So here the question is itself that determining the number of critical success factors is a difficult task. Critical success factors. So why this critical success factors is become so popular? Means it is having certain merits. What are they? It produces less data, and here the top level management opinion is going to be considered, and all the factors that is going to be concerned to respective functional areas of management. And this method is more suitable for DSS and ESS, decision support system and executive support system. And this particular method is going to be adopted for face-to-face interview. For face-to-face interview. So that is the reason the CSF, critical success factors method, is also going to be used in the database management. And last one is the our end user development method. End user development method means here the organization is going to be done the end user with little or no formal assistance from the technical specialist. So this kind of system made possible by the latest software tools. Even though it is very less efficient than the conventional programming languages, it is going to be decreases the cost of hardware and economically so feasible. So this is about end user database development. And also we have rapid application development, RAD. RAD is also one kind of systems methodology which is going to be focused on quickly building a working model of the software and getting feedback from users, then using the feedback to update the working model. So after several iterations of development, a final version of is going to be developed and used. So here also it is consisting 4 phases: requirements planning, user design, construction, and cut over. So these all are the 4 different what you call components contained in the RAD, rapid application development methodology. So what do you mean requirements planning means? In this phase, we are going to do a preliminary analysis of the project, and we are also going to be do a systems analysis, and also going to be developed a design phases of the SDLC. These are the 3 things will be done in the requirements planning. Next, move to the user design. In this phase, the representatives of the users are going to be work with the system analytics, designers, and programmers to interact to create the design of the system. And after this designing a user design system, we are going to move to the 3rd stage, construction. In this phase, the application developers are going to be work with the users and build the next version of the system. So a new version will be developed or constructed or designed. Once they have developed a new version, move to the 4th stage, that is the cutover. In this